Hello everybody! Welcome to a late Sunday Funday! This time, of course, over The Mummy. Sorry about this being a bit late. I was going to go see this yesterday with my brother and Megan. Originally, we were gonna do it then, but then a whole bunch of crap happened. Megan suddenly got hired onto Amazon. Yay, she's gonna work technically in the same building as me, but not on the same shift, so we'll see each other every now and then. But yeah, so because of that, I was like, oh, let's celebrate. Oh yeah, crap, can't go see the movie really if we go celebrate. Oh well, nobody really wanted to go see this too much. Even I was towards The Mummy. The trailers didn't look all that good. In fact, I was sitting kind of dreading this film a lot. So I found an early show and I was like, I'll go see it Monday. I'm off on Mondays. Now, if you are wondering, my schedule's now slightly different. I work Wednesday through Saturday, but on days, so I can still do normal Sunday Fundays. Just sometimes I might not always have Megan in it, especially this upcoming one, because actually I'm going to end up having to work an extra day, so it might again be Monday that the new Sunday Fundays can come out, which is really going to confuse things, if I can even say words. But yeah, that little bit of business talk is out of the way. Let's get into the review of The Mummy, a film that's getting trashed. I mean, nobody likes this movie. Everybody is saying that this is just a piece of crap. It's a pointless attempt at trying to start a universe and all this and that. And it is. It's trying to start up what Universal is calling the Dark Universe. Though I think that's also a film company that's helping to create this. You're nor there, really. And honestly, yeah, that is what it's trying to do. But maybe I'm not getting all the hate because I watched this and I was really entertained. Is this the greatest film I've watched this year? No, it's not. It's probably not going to end up on my top 10 list, but damn was I actually really entertained by this film. Going into this, I saw the trailers, and the trailers seemed to really spoil the ever-living shit out of this film. Like, Tom Cruise is cursed, and this mummy's trying to get him. But I realized I never said why, and eventually the movie does explain about it. And on top of everything, it does actually gives a pretty interesting explanation for why. And also it explains how this is truly a start for the Dark Universe. And hell, like, you see Russell Crowe and they kind of give away. It's like, oh yeah, it's a big deal that he shows up because he is a character. I will just go ahead and say he's a monster movie, a villain. Though he is not supposed to be a villain in this, obviously. Now, I'm going to try and keep this fairly spoiler-free if I can help it. I might spoil a few things, but if there's much I'm going to spoil, it's going to be mostly stuff that was shown in the trailer, like the fact that Nick, Tom Cruise's character in this film, he is cursed by the mummy, who is, in this one, instead of being male, Imhotep, which is usually what it is now a young lady. Her name is I can't pronounce her name right. Oh no, it's like she's a female mummy. Now they actually give her a pretty good backstory. They pretty much describe her as this very power-hungry woman who originally was going to be given power, and then it was taken away from her because her dad, who's the pharaoh, ends up having a son through a second wife, and she gets mad and just slaughters everybody. I'm not spoiling too much. This happens in the first 5 minutes of the film. Now, real quick, we have to address the massive elephant in the room here, and that is The Mummy that was created in 1990, maybe 98. I can't remember exactly when. I could look it up, and I might just like while I'm sitting here talking with y'all. And a lot of people are going to be like, hey, did this really influence 1999? Did this influence it very much? And yes, you can actually see quite a bit of influences from the original Mummy movie, from, well, the remake in the 90s. But you also get a sense of a lot of the stuff from the original 1940s Mummy. And hell, even some of the Hammer films. Like, there is some camera qualities. Not as much as, you know, you would think. Not as quite as this like almost cheesy cheapness that is really good. That's a little bit above Troma, but not quite theirs to a full-fledged studio almost. But with that being said, though, it feels really good. It does feel also very original, even to its own credit. It seems weird to say that about a movie that is a remake of a remake. One, it helps that the mummy is a totally different gender and she has totally different reasons why she is doing what she is doing. In the original, Imhotep was just killing these people because they were cursed and all this, and they messed with his parts. He's just trying to reborn him, or rebuild himself in all essence. In the remake they made, it was more him trying to resurrect his love interest, Noxinamun. I might be mispronouncing her name. I'm sorry if I am. In this, it is her attempt at trying to, in all essence, what it is she's trying to release the god Set, who I have one problem with, and that is they keep calling him the god of death. If you know the slightest bit about Egyptian mythology and all that, Set is not the god of death. I mean, there's Anubis, he is the god of the underworld, he can help, like guide people like, hey, yo, you, come on, we're going for a walk. There is also Ra, after he was killed by his brother, Set, he became, another ruler of the underworld. There's like 18 rulers of the underworld, it was weird. But Set is the god of chaos, is what he is. It does feel like they ended up going more towards that near the end of the film, but every time they kept saying, he's the god of death, he's the god of death, he is the god of death. He is not the god of death. He is the god of chaos, pure and simple. It's bothering me to no end every time they kept saying that. But she is trying to release the god of death, as they keep calling him, trying to release Set onto the world, and she's trying to pretty much partake of his power that will help pretty much make her a immortal in a way, and not truly a demigod, because there is no such thing in Egyptian mythology. Though it actually does keep to that. It's like she's not trying to become a demigod, she's trying to become a god. It was kind of cool. But yeah, that's the setup here for why she is the way she is, or what she's exactly doing. And because of that, we actually get a fairly fun flick. I mean, there is actually some decent comedy here, and there's some things I actually kind of chuckled. A few things I actually kind of laughed out loud about. And not as bad as the It trailer, which I know people are like, it's scary. It's like, there is some scariness, but at the very beginning, when that kid goes full tilt into the fucking police barricade and knocks his ass out, that is the funniest damn thing I've seen in a long time. I cannot, try and bring myself to be sad for this kid who just, I'm stupid, clunk, in all instance. Funniest thing ever. But, yeah, like I said, there's some decent jokes here and there. It never feels like it's distracting from the movie, though. That is a problem people have with the later Mummy films. Mummy Returns sort of does that here and there. Tomb of the Dragon Emperor really has that problem, where they're like just constantly like cracking jokes. Here and there, like Tom Cruise actually has some good lines. There are some funny bits from also the love interest in all essence this movie. Her name is Jenny. I can't help it. Tom Cruise keeps saying it just like Forrest Gump, and it's so funny to me. Jenny! Jenny! Trying to help Jenny. I expect him to go, run, Forrest, run! I don't know. It was making me chuckle. But yeah, she has some good little banter here and there. Russell Crowe actually has some good little jokes here and there. There's a interesting little twist with him that I actually kind of enjoyed, even though everybody was waiting to spoil the ever-living shit out of it, which is weird. I'm like, why? It's actually supposed to be a twist, and everybody's like, oh, I want to tell you this, I want to tell you this. Just let it be. Let it be a thing that exists. Why is everybody going to be spoilerish assholes? Makes no damn sense to me. It's like, just let it go. Oh, man, that's a whole other can of worms I gotta deal with eventually. But yeah, like I said, there's some decent comedy. Tom Cruise does have this one sidekick with him for like the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie, but he gets killed off fairly easily. He's a little almost on the annoying side, but at the same time he's supposed to pretty much be that way. But he's never unbearable. It's just a little like, oh, you're kind of, okay, you're gone. Alright, sweet. Also, with this movie, I think there is actually some pretty decent action done. There's some good, better long takes that they do. And not only that, but the action never feels like it's way too close up and, it's too cutting too much. There are still a number of quick edits, but it's not in the point where you're like, I feel like I'm watching a Jason Bourne movie. It more feels like you're watching a pretty well done Mission Impossible film. Doesn't help, Tom Cruise is here. And then there was the surprise. Not just the twist of how the movie decided to go, which direction decided one to go, which actually was legitimately surprising. It's like, oh, this movie actually kind of went in the direction I wasn't expecting. Instead, I'm talking about the fact that this movie actually does make me feel like I'm watching a more up-to-date, Universal monster movie. There is some decent horror elements. I mean, like, you've seen all the scene of the rats, like, climbing around on Tom Cruise. But not only that, but the underwater sequence that you've seen in the trailers, that whole sequence is damn claustrophobic. It's really, you're just doing that the whole time. It is taking something that would have been impossible to have shot in the 40s. Hell, it would have been all but impossible to shoot up till maybe 10, 15 years ago, till technology has progressed to where we can actually do that decently. But, he's, in this flooded tunnel, and it makes you feel like you're running out of air the entire time, especially while he's getting chased by these mummy creatures. And it actually legitimately feels kind of frightening. And I was surprised by that. There was a number of little scenes here and there that were like, okay, that's actually kind of horrifying. Oh god, that's actually a good horror bit there. Nothing that's going to scare you, but something's going to be like, ooh, that kind of, put you a little chills. And on top of everything, the one big complaint I've had with many different villains from, like, Ares from Wonder Woman, if I'm going to go ahead and spoil a movie everybody's seen now, or Apocalypse from X-Men Apocalypse and other things, I don't like that the villains feel like they're just kind of there. They never feel like a pervasive threat. Here, I need to look up her name. It's going to bug me because I know her name, and I just will sit here and keep butchering it until I get it right. And that's not how I should do it. No. But, yeah, what's your name, lady? What's your name? I can't pronounce your name. Amanat. That's stupid and simple. I just couldn't remember. I'm like, wait, it's an A, and it's like, the last is N-E-T, but what's the middle? I'm a little dumb. But yeah. Amanat actually feels like a pervasive threat. She is doing stuff constantly in the shadows. She is doing different things for different reasons. And on top of it all, she feels like she's constantly pushing and pulling Tom Cruise in a lot of ways that are subtle, but at the same time also almost kind of over the top. Like, at one, you've seen the sequence where Tom Cruise is like driving through the forest and all that. Originally, they're trying to get away from her, but unknowingly to himself, he drives right back to her. And he's like, I just drove right back to her. I didn't even know what I was doing. That's actually like a really like cool bit. It's like, okay, that's actually kind of cool. Yeah, there's also like there's a bunch of little bits that'll make you like squirm with bugs and shit that, like, even me, I'm not a big, like, scared of bugs person, but it's just ones that, yeah. Sort of like I know people will squirm at the Craft sequence from the movie The Craft. Dude, I didn't much care for that film. It's like, I thought that sequence, It was really good at the time, and today it hasn't aged very well. It looks kind of like ass. These sequences will probably not look as good in maybe 10, 15 years, but I right now I'm still like ugh, with a bunch of these little creepy crawlies and all that. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed this film. There's negatives, like I said. The main or the sidekick, I cannot remember his name. That's how kind of forgettable he is. He could be a little annoying. He's not the worst thing in cinema history, but he is a fairly annoying character who I was like, oh, okay, well, I really hope you... Okay, you're dead. But he's just annoying enough to where you're fine with the fact he's dead. Some of the acting's a little on the hokey side. Tom Cruise does a really good job. So is Jenna. I can't remember the poor actress that plays her. Amanette, she does actually a pretty good job with what she's given. She's, creepy when she needs to be creepy. She's, she never looks doe-eyed, which is a problem they could have really had with her. She always looks menacing. She can put on a face of menace without really trying too hard, which is always a good job. Russell Crowe is hammy, but in the best ways he needs to be. It's like Russell Crowe's like, oh, I'm gonna be like, what's his fucking name from freaking, what is it? It's gonna bug me from Les Mis. Oh, well. I can't remember his name. It's like Jacques Paul or something like that. I can't. Fuck, I don't care. I'll look it up because it's gonna bug me until I see it. What's your name? What's your name? I'm sorry, y'all. I've lost it. Actually, I'm not 100% sure I ever had it, so. Wait a second. What the fuck? Like, I'm looking through his freaking autobiography, or his, there he goes. Chauffeur? I can't pronounce it. The guy from Les Mis, he's kind of over the top like he was in that. Yeah, y'all got to put me looking through my phone because I don't have anybody to bounce off of. Yeah, he is the perfect amount of ham, and I really enjoyed that. I was like, okay, Russell Crowe, yeah. Because, like, he's been just putting out some really good films lately. Like, Nice Guys was fantastic last year. This is also a really good film as well. Yeah, some of the side characters, like there's this one colonel kind of pops up at one point. He is just overacting everything he says. Why? Why is this here? Yeah, there's also this other guy who looks like Jay Baruchel who just kind of appears. I think he's supposed to play a bigger role, but But yeah, like I said, at the worst, though, some of the acting can be a little on the hokey side, but nothing that's distracting from the film. Nothing that you're going to be like, oh my god, will this person shut up and stop doing what they're doing? The visual effects look pretty decent for what they are. None of it's going to blow you away. But there's a lot of actually, like, well done, like, non-CGI scenes that I actually kind of really enjoyed. Of course, there's the plane sequence, even though part of that's CGI, but the actual, like, the tumbling sequence and them kind of going in zero-G is all rendered in real time. Well, in certain takes and all that. But still, none of it's wires. It's all CG. And it looks really, really good. So, I mean, there's that. Some of the, like, the little mummies, like, she'll create, like, Amanette makes these, like, little mummies here and there at points. And they look a little goofy, but it is what it is. It's like, it's not as bad as some of the mummies from, The Mummy. They don't look good at all nowadays. Like, they look good in 1999. They look like ass now. Shit. Can't believe that happened again. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else negative about this film. Because like I said, it's a fun action flick when it's actually action. But it's got a lot of really good horror elements. Like I said, the entire underground sequence, the flooded... I guess you can call it maybe like a subway tunnel or something like that. That entire sequence is fucking petrifying. It's just... It hits on a fear that I didn't realize I had, that I fear drowning that bad, and God, it messed with me. So like I said, there are some actually really good horror elements. There's a lot of stuff that reminded me, like, ooh, this is shot nice and dark, but not that dark where you're going, what am I looking at? But it's shot in that just perfect amount of darkness where you're like, okay, something bad's about to happen to this character. Like the entire sequence in the forest when they're first actually really confronting Nominette, it is so well done in the fact that it's very dimly lit, but it almost looks like a day for night shot in a good way, which is odd to say that. Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I thoroughly had a fun time watching this. I don't know what everybody's hating on this. Is the story kind of predictable? In certain regards. Is the acting Oscar worthy? No, but it's not what I want in a movie. This is exactly what I was originally wanting when I first heard them say they were going to re-release The Mummy. That they were going to remake The Mummy to try and start up a universe. I wanted a mostly standalone film that would harken back to the best of all the Mummy films, and this did. I didn't feel like we're just outright making the same thing as the other 2 or 3 other Mummy films, if you want to talk about the first ones. But I still felt it played a good homage to all of them, which was commendable. I mean, you have to give them some credit. They could have just made another Mummy movie, but with Imhotep, and instead they made a unique, different story. I mean, get a slow clap for me. It's a good job on you. So yeah, I don't know where all this hate's coming from against this. And only that, but it does feel like this does have certain things that are kind of, I think that is a negative. And that's probably the negative that I think takes the most away from it, is that there does feel like there are some elements that are purposely shoehorned in to help start up this dark universe. Most importantly, Russell Crowe's character and his little, like, group he has. Even though I think the introduction of who Russell Crowe is really damn interesting, really well done. And he's fantastic in how he does this because it's the right amount of ham. And also, like, they take him through this whole, like, little area, and you see, like, little jars and stuff. Like, there's a vampire skull. It's like, ooh, that's a nice little nod. And there's a bunch of different things. It's not quite cabin in the woods level of nods, but there's a whole lot of little stuff that I was kind of noticing, and I'm pretty sure there's even more I didn't notice. Yeah, I was jazzing with this movie the whole time and just like, yeah. Maybe, like I said, they having to shoehorn a little bit into the, hey, this is part of a universe and this thing's gonna happen. That hurts it a little, but it's not enough to make this movie unbearable. It's not enough to make this movie feel less. This movie still feels like it's a standalone. Hell, this movie really could just be that. It could be a standalone film. It doesn't need to have a sequel, which is always a good idea. You know, if that's what you want to go with your film. Don't make everything have to be sequel baiting. So, really, in score-wise, I give it a 9. It seems really too high. I bet a lot of people are like, it's not that great. I thought it was really great. I enjoyed the shit out of myself. It takes a lot of hard work and a lot of time and energy to make a film that does feel like it's an homage, but never feels like it's a ripoff. There was a lot of areas where they had to watch how they did things and not stray too far one direction or the other. And it felt like they just kept walking the path just about perfect. Like I said, the biggest problem was the shoehorning a little bit in of the Dark Universe stuff. Maybe a few characters aren't the greatest characters in the world, but this is a horror movie and pretty much the beginning of a horror movie anthology. If you're not going to have bad actors in it, what the hell are you watching? It's like, I don't know a single horror film franchise that has fantastic acting throughout every film. So, yeah, maybe you can say I'm too forgiving, but like I said, I wasn't looking forward to this at all, and I was really blown away. I was like, this is actually really damn good. So, yeah, I enjoyed the show myself, so maybe next week won't be so bad. I really highly doubt it, because next week's Cars. Yeah, those who know my particular feelings towards Pixar, I'm conflicted as hell with them. Yeah, okay, there's like possibly 4 movies we're going to see next week. We's going to be me. I don't think Megan's going to be able to go with me unless she wants to go like late. We'll see what we do on Sunday. It just depends upon how I feel after work. Yeah, if anything, it's probably going to be Cars 3. Maybe Rough Night. I'm not looking forward to Rough Night at all. Every trailer I've seen doesn't make me laugh. Just kind of, I don't really want to see All Eyes on Me. I know I'm purposely mispronouncing it, but you know what? Don't care. And they'll either be that or 47 Meters Down, which is a PG-13 shark film. Yay. Yeah, so next week, probably Cars 3. I haven't liked any of the Cars movies. It's probably not going to be the first one, or this is probably going to be the first one I really liked. Even though the trailers originally were like, oh, this is going to kill Stephen Quinn. No, okay, alright. He ain't killing Lightning McQueen. Keep on calling him Stephen Quinn. It's not his name. So yeah, Mummy, go see it. It's worth it. There's like nobody else seeing it, so go ahead and go see it. It's well worth the money. If you hate new stuff, you probably won't care for it, but I'm forgiving. So yeah, Mummy was fun. I know people are probably pissed off that I gave it a higher score than Wonder Woman, but fuck it. That's my opinion, y'all. So yeah, next week will be Cars 3, and I'll see you all next time. So bye-bye, everybody.